Hello, welcome back to the Strong Ones, my peeps. So this time it's an upper body day, and I brought my kid brother with me. So basically, what I'm doing right now is trying to teach Damien how to do a bicep curl with kettlebells, and let's just see how this plays out. Okay, so what I told Damien is that he needs to keep his body up straight and make sure that his arms are on his sides. And also that the kettlebell is different from a regular dumbbell because all the weight is distributed like on the dumbbell, but while all the weight is like pointing downward on the kettlebell. Basically, that's like what I told him, and now y'all get to see what he does with the kettlebell. Okay, so as you can see now, Damien is holding on the wall, and now he's doing a strict bicep curl. So basically, what a strict bicep curl does is that it puts like more emphasis on the bicep because your shoulders is not like in motion. Because when Damien was doing the bicep curls, his shoulders were like going forward just a bit, and I wanted to be on his side, so I just put him on the wall and told him how to do a strict curl. Now he thought this variation was hard, and that's okay because we're going to progress like throughout the whole program if once again this continues. Now, as you can see in just a couple of seconds, Damien is still having a little bit trouble with his bicep curls, strict bicep curls to be exact. So I just pushed his arm towards the wall and told him just to curl the weight. And as you can see from the look of his face, he actually feels his biceps when he's doing the curl. So that's what I want to see. And as we continue with the workout, Damien is still having trouble with his arms. So once again, I push his arms like towards the wall and just watch him do a bicep curl. That's it. One other thing I'm doing is out of order. Who cares? Okay, anyways, the next exercise I got Damien doing is a tricep overhead extensions. So basically, you just want to put the dumbbell overhead. That's it. Okay, but for real, basically you just want to put the dumbbell like overhead, but make sure that the dumbbell is like behind your head, and the way that you hold the dumbbell is like I want to say like similar to how you do a diamond push up. So basically, the you want to put the handle like in the middle of the diamond, and as you can see right here, the dumbbell has to go behind the head and slightly I want to say just a little bit like over the head, but not like over like on top of the head, like directly in the middle. It's just like stays like on the back of the head. Okay, to evaluate what I was talking about how to hold a dumbbell. So basically, I want him to hold the dumbbell like he's doing a diamond push-up. And as he holds the dumbbell when he's doing that diamond, I want him to close his hands together to actually like grip the handle or grip the top of the or bottom of the dumbbell or whatever that placement is called, and have the dumbbell placed on the back of his head. And then once he does that, I helped him push his elbows together because his elbows were like flaying out just like a bit. And I wanted to have his elbows facing forward. So I just pushed his elbows forward, and then I told him to go up and down to complete the reps and to complete the set. And now it's time to teach Damien the other variation of the tricep overhead extension, the single arm variation. So basically right now I'm telling Damien to just basically curl the bar upward and then turn it into a shoulder press. And then as he puts it into a shoulder press, I want him to put the dumbbell behind his head and just do the sets or do the reps regularly. Now, as you can see, Damien is having a little bit trouble like stabilizing the dumbbell. So basically, I had to come behind him and just assist him like with the stabilization and the fact that his elbows are flared out. So I just want him to have his shoulders, well, elbow facing forward basically throughout the motion. No, I should have told Damien to hit the abs and quad pose. That way he could like put his hands in the correct position. But when your hands are in the abs and quads pose, your arms are like clasped together. So basically, what I want to do when he's doing that pose, I want his arms to come apart and make sure that his elbows are facing forward, like I just said. Okay, now it's time for Damien to try out the tricep dip machine. A machine that me personally, hate just because it's not a calisthenics machine. I said machine, whatever. So basically, you just want to sit down on the machine and you want to put your hands on the handles and just push it downward. That's basically the motion, but also like perform it like without like having like any injuries. Make sure that your elbows are like behind you and don't round your shoulders. That's basically like all you need to do for like this machine. So what I mean when I say put your arms behind your back, I mean put your arms in a position where it's 45 degrees like away from your body. Now, as you see from here, Damien's actually doing like a pretty good job with the tricep dip machine. So basically, his almost like almost 45-degree angle. But I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like something's off like with his arms, like and his shoulders. Like, I feel like it's coming forward like just a bit. So that's probably something that we have to work on. But honestly, it's just me look at the video. So I honestly can't tell. If someone knows what's going on with this, please tell me. And now up next is the lat row machine. So basically, you just sit down and face it forward, and then you want to pull the weight backward. So basically, the way I like to do this machine is that I like to imagine myself pulling with my elbows instead of pulling on my biceps, because no one wants to feel the biceps when doing a back workout. And also, when you're pulling the weight, make sure that you squeeze the weight when you're pulling it back, and make sure that you release it when you're going forward. That's how you actually do the exercise, and it really makes you feel your back too. Oh yeah, also make sure that you also keep your back up straight. You want to fix your posture. So don't round your back like where the padding is like in front of you. You want to always keep your back up straight. Use your abs if you need to. I mean, you should always use your abs to like stabilize your body. But best to use your abs. Also, something I forgot to say: when you're rolling the weight back, make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and let down, because you don't want to like tense up your shoulders while you're also trying to activate your back at the same time. Okay, the second to last exercise, the incline chest press. So basically, it's just like a chest press, but this time your arm is angled like upward in a diagonal position to like aim for like the upper chest fibers. So the way I like to do this is like I like to like put my hands up and then slide my hands like on the bar until it reaches my palms. And once it reaches my palms, I like to rotate my palms inward, grab the bar, and then rotate my arms outward. That way my arms could be at a 45-degree angle. And then I just simply push the ball using my chest and imagine myself pushing the ball with my chest, and also using leg drive to make sure that my legs are pushing against myself. That way, my back is always on the padding on the back. Now, the one thing Damien wasn't listening to when I said is keep your arms 45 degrees. Well, that's because we forgot to lower down the weight. And so, as we continue with the set, I told Damien to keep his switch straight and not bend them because I don't want him to injure his wrist. And when he comes down, yeah, his arms are now 45 degrees. So I told him to bring his arms down into a 45-degree angle. He was still having a little bit of trouble with that. I mean, he was pushing the weight, but his arms weren't like in the correct position. So that would be something that we have to work with to make sure that he doesn't have like any shoulder injuries. Probably have to warm up the shoulders next time, and also practice positioning with the shoulders. Or maybe not, because as Damon was coming down with the weight, his arms were close to 45 degrees. Well, I mean, at this point, we were just like practicing form because I lowered down the weight to, I think, like 10 pounds or five. No, it was 10 pounds. And so basically, Damon was actually doing a pretty good job with his arms. So we still gotta practice his shoulder positioning when he's like pushing heavier weight, though. That's something that we gotta work on. Now for the last exercise, the calisthenics dip. So basically, this is like similar to the tricep dip machine, but this time it's with assistance and using your own body weight. So basically, as you just saw, I put my knees like on the padding, and I grab the handles on that on both sides, and I come down slowly and make sure that my arms, like my elbow flexion, is 90 degrees or below. Now, some people can't like go like below 90 degrees because they don't got like the shoulder mobility. So I told Damien not to go like a full 90 degrees and just allow him to like go down with the dips and then come up with the dips. Now, let's just see how he does it. Now, as you can see, when Name is doing the dips, he's doing the chest variation of the dips. So basically, the handle is more outward than the inward, which will target mainly the lower part of the chest, the lower pec fibers. And as he comes down, I help him like come up. But then something happens. Like as he comes down with this set, this rep. See, he goes down like too far away, and so he can't push himself up, which allows him to react and just come out the batting completely. And I'm a bit upset about that. So that's why I told Damien to have his elbows at a not 45 degrees. I mean, yeah, have his elbows on a 45-degree angle, but have his elbow flexion at a 90-degree angle because he doesn't have the shoulder mobility or strength to push himself up, like all the way up from the position he was at. And just in case if he gets stuck in that position again, he can just lift one of his feet and put it on the platform and then push his foot against the platform. That way he could level himself up. That way he could leave the machine safely because I don't want that to happen again. So after that incident, we went back to the set and Damien is still going down too far. So I had to help him race him back up. That way the incident won't happen again. And sometimes when he goes down, his shoulders were like, well, not his shoulders, his elbows were like creak inward, which is something I didn't notice while working him out. So that's something that we had to work on because when he was doing that, I don't think he was like feeling his chest. He's like feeling his traps as he told me. But I won't deny the fact that you will feel your traps like doing this exercise because your traps are trying to keep your body up straight. But since Damien was having trouble like feeling his chest, I made him do like some imaginary cable flies going downward. That way he could like squeeze his chest, and that way he could actually feel his chest while doing the exercise. But as we went on to the third set, his arms still like caving into each other. I mean, he did say that he felt his chest, but it's his shoulders that I'm more concerned about. So probably next time when we do dips, we have to like do like the tricep variation. That way you can actually get the feeling, and then we will go on to the chest variation of the dips. That way you can actually get the positioning right. Okay, so that would be the end of this session. So next session we're going to work on Damien's form and his mobility to like avoid him like getting injured and to avoid incidents like the dip machine. And also sorry for like the little voiceover. Like I said in the last video, I didn't want to record in Planet Fitness because the audio was like messed up and also because the music, so I didn't want to like get the music involved, so that's why I'm doing this voiceovers. But don't worry, I got a mic now, so in the next couple of videos it'll be fine. Why did I say it like that? Goodbye.